My wife had a second phone. I only found it because she left it in the car. When I turned it on, I saw a flood of messages from multiple men. They all thought they were her one mistake. I messaged them all at once. Meet me at this cafe. We need to talk. When I walked in, the men looked confused. Then she walked in and saw us sitting together. Her face went white as one of the men whispered, "Wait. You said you were single?" I'm 38. Been married to my wife, Sarah, 35, for 7 years. We've been together for 10. We live in Chicago, just outside the Loop. I own a small tech startup. She works as a marketing manager for a mid-sized company downtown. From the outside, everything looked good. Solid marriage. Decent house. No kids by choice. We both agreed to focus on our careers for now. We've been trying to reconnect lately, even started planning a trip to Italy. That kind of thing. Last week, everything fell apart. It was a regular Thursday. Sarah said she'd be working late. Big campaign going out Friday, so she'd stay downtown with her team. No red flags. This wasn't unusual. I said, no problem, and figured I'd pick up dinner and chill at home. That night, I grabbed some takeout and was about to put it in the fridge when I noticed Sarah's keys on the counter. Thought it was weird she didn't take them. Then I remembered she mentioned taking an Uber that morning because her car needed gas. Okay, fair enough. I figured I'd move her car into the garage since the weather report mentioned rain. I went outside, unlocked it, sat in the driver's seat, and there it was. A phone, jammed between the seat and center console. Not her regular one. I know her phone. She's glued to it like the rest of us. This was an old Samsung, beat-up screen, kind of dusty. It didn't look like it had been touched in a while, but something about it felt off. At first, I thought it might have been one of her old devices she forgot to recycle, but it still had a battery. I pressed the power button, and, to my surprise, it lit up. No passcode, just opened straight into her messages. And that's when my stomach dropped. There were hundreds of texts, maybe thousands. Different men. Some of the names I recognized from vague mentions over the years. Oh, just a client. Or just a guy from the gym. Others were completely unfamiliar. Each thread had the same tone. Flirty, intimate, some graphic. But here's the kicker. They all seemed to think they were her one mistake. I'm sorry for last weekend. I know you're married. I shouldn't have let that happen. Can't stop thinking about you. I feel terrible, but I also don't regret it. When can I see you again? I promise this is the last time. One even wrote, "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't care if it's wrong." They all thought they were the only one. And she had told them all she was married. So this wasn't someone leading a single life behind my back. No. She knew she was cheating. And she told them, too. That's when the shaking started. I don't remember how long I sat there, just staring at the screen. I wanted to scream, cry, break something. But I didn't. I just kept scrolling, looking for answers, for reasons. Instead, I found patterns. Her excuses to work late matched with meetup messages. Business trips lined up with hotel reservations she sent to them. One guy even sent her flowers. She sent a picture of them, smiling, wearing the necklace I gave her last Christmas. That was it. Something in me snapped. I took a screenshot of each conversation, saved the contacts. Then, one by one, I messaged them. "Hi, my name is Alex. I'm Sarah's husband. I think we need to talk. Can you meet me at Café Luna tomorrow at 3 p.m.? All 4 of them replied within minutes. 3 said yes. 1 asked if it was a joke. It's not, I replied. The next day, I showed up early. Café Luna is a small place in Lincoln Park, not too loud, not too crowded. We used to go there a lot in the early days. I picked it because it felt neutral, familiar, and I wanted her to see it. The first guy walked in at 2:50, clean cut, early 30s. Looked nervous. He scanned the room until I waved him over. He sat, didn't say a word. Second guy came a few minutes later. This one looked older, maybe mid-40s. Wearing a suit. Looked like he came straight from work. He paused when he saw us both, then sat. The third came right on time. Tall, gym type, looked like he just got out of a workout. His jaw tightened the second he realized what was happening. I introduced myself. Told them my name. Told them I was Sarah's husband. They looked at each other in silence. Then the first one, Mike, spoke. Wait, she told me she was married, but said it was just a rough patch. I didn't think. She said she was divorcing you, the gym guy said. Yeah, said the older man. She told me you were separated. I didn't know you were still together. I nodded. We are. We were. Hell, I don't even know anymore. We sat in silence for a minute. None of us were angry at each other. The target was clear. Then, like a bad movie, the door opened. Sarah walked in. She was wearing her work outfit, navy blazer, jeans, heels. Her hair pulled back. She froze when she saw the table, saw the men, saw me, and her face went white. It was like watching someone die standing up. One of the guys whispered under his breath, "Wait, you said you were single?" She took one shaky step forward, then stopped. "Alex," she said, barely above a whisper. "What is this?" I didn't move, didn't raise my voice. Just said, "Sit down." Sarah didn't sit. She just stood there, gripping the strap of her purse like it was the only thing keeping her upright. I repeated, "Sit down." She finally moved. Her heels clicked slow against the tile floor as she pulled out the empty chair. It made this awful screeching sound, the kind that feels louder than it should be. She looked at each of the men around the table. Her eyes landed on me last. "I can explain," she said, almost too quiet to hear. Mike scoffed. "Can't wait to hear this one." The gym guy, turned out his name was Theo, leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes locked on her like she owed him something. Maybe she did. The older man, Chris, was calm. Too calm. Like he'd already figured everything out and was just waiting to see what lie she'd go with. "Sarah," I said, "you told each of us a different story. Me, them. Who are you with when you say you're working late?" She opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. I didn't mean for any of this to happen," she said. "It got out of control." Theo cut in. "You told me your husband was abusive. That he hit you." I froze. "What?" I said, louder than I meant to. She turned to me, eyes wide. I didn't not like that." Chris leaned forward, calm but firm. "She told me she had to sneak around because her ex, you, was stalking her. That you wouldn't let her move on." I stared at her, the blood draining from my face. "Sarah, why would you say that?" She was shaking now, trying to form words. It wasn't supposed to be real. At first it was just talking, just texting. I felt like I didn't matter to anyone. I wanted to feel wanted. And then it kept going, and I didn't know how to stop. So I said what I had to say to keep it from falling apart. Mike looked disgusted. "So you lied to all of us?" "Every word." "No," she said quickly. "Not everything. I liked you. All of you. You were kind to me." I wanted to vomit. I couldn't even look at her. "So we were what?" I asked. "Little escape routes? Just some emotional patches when things got boring at home." Her eyes welled up with tears, but I didn't care. And then another twist. Chris, the older guy, leaned back and said, "You forgot to mention one thing, Sarah." Everyone looked at him. "She told me she was pregnant." The table went dead silent. I felt like the air had been sucked out of my lungs. Sarah's lips parted, her voice shaky. "Chris, no. Don't." "She sent me a photo of a pregnancy test," Chris said, his voice bitter. "Said she was scared. That it was mine. Wanted to meet up and talk about it." I stood up so fast my chair nearly tipped over. "Are you pregnant?" "No," she said. "I'm not." I lied. I didn't know what to say. Chris started pulling away, and I thought if I said I was pregnant, my voice cracked. "You lied about being pregnant?" She covered her face with both hands, sobbing now. I know. I was wrong. I didn't mean to hurt anyone." Theo stood up too. "I'm out. I'm done. Whatever this is, I don't want any part of it." He left. No one stopped him. Mike stayed silent, jaw clenched. Chris looked like he'd aged 10 years in 5 minutes. Me? I felt hollow. This wasn't just cheating. This was warped. I grabbed my phone, texted my friend Tyler, who's a divorce attorney. Then I turned to her, voice flat. "I need space. Don't come home tonight." Her face crumpled. "Alex, please, I'm not asking." And I left. I didn't go home. I drove for hours. Ended up at a cheap motel near the Indiana border. The kind where no one asks questions. I couldn't face our bed, our couch, her perfume on the towels. The idea that she might still walk into our apartment and sleep like nothing happened made me sick. Later that night, I got a message. Not from her. From someone else. Another number. "Hey, this is Jason. I saw your text on Sarah's old phone. I couldn't make it today. What happened? Are you okay?" Another man. One she hadn't even told me about. My hand shook as I typed. "How do you know Sarah?" He replied almost instantly. "She's my girlfriend. We've been together for about 6 months. I thought something was weird lately. Then I saw your message." I didn't reply to Jason right away. I sat on the motel bed, staring at the message like it had teeth. My ears were ringing. My heart wasn't even racing anymore. It had settled into a low, steady thump that just hurt. Sarah wasn't just cheating. She had a boyfriend, one who thought he was in a real relationship. I finally messaged back. How often do you see her? Jason, usually twice a week. She comes to my place. Sometimes we meet after her work dinners. Why? I stared at that text. Work dinners. That was one of her go-to excuses. Suddenly, I remembered all the nights she said she was networking or grabbing drinks with the team. I asked, does she ever talk about me? Jason, she told me she was married, but she said you were abusive, controlling. She made you sound dangerous. Said she was afraid of you. There it was again. Abusive. That word burned through me like acid. Jason followed up. I didn't believe it at first. She didn't seem scared. But she had these stories. Said she had to hide things. Keep a second phone. Be careful. She painted me as a monster. While living in my house. Eating the food I bought. Sleeping next to me. I wrote, I've never laid a hand on her. Jason, I believe you. I do now. He paused for a moment. Jason, do you think there's more of us? I didn't answer. I didn't have to. We both knew there probably were. I passed out sometime around 3 a.m., phone still in my hand. Next morning, I woke up to 3 missed calls. All from Sarah. No voicemail. No texts. Just her name on the screen like a siren. I ignored them. But then I got a message from an unknown number. It was a woman. Hi. I don't know if this is the right person, but I found this number saved under Alex on my boyfriend's old phone. My name is Dana. I think we need to talk. Another one? I replied cautiously. Who's your boyfriend? Dana. His name is Jason. I think he's been cheating on me with someone named Sarah. I just stared at the screen. This thing had turned inside out. I didn't even know who the hell was lying to who anymore. I asked her, how long have you two been together? Dana, about 3 years. Off and on, but mostly on. We lived together. Or, we did. He left last night and hasn't come home. Now Jason had been cheating. With Sarah. And Sarah had been cheating on me. With Jason. And probably others. And none of them knew about each other. It was like a web. One person lying to the next, and now it was all unraveling. Everyone stuck in it, trying to pull themselves free while the truth burned holes in everything. I told Dana everything. Not out of revenge. I was just done. No more secrets. If this nightmare was spreading, people needed to know. She was devastated. Said she was leaving him. Said she felt like a fool. I knew the feeling. Around noon, I finally texted Sarah back. Me, we're not done talking. Meet me at the apartment. 1 hour. I want the truth. She agreed. When I walked in, she was already there, sitting on the couch like a statue. She looked like she hadn't slept. I didn't sit. I dropped my bag and stared at her. You lied to me. You lied to them. You made up abuse. You faked a pregnancy. Her voice was hoarse. I know. You made me the bad guy in your fantasy so you could do what you wanted. She didn't answer. So I asked, why, Sarah? I mean it. Why do all of this? And that's when she said something that actually shocked me. I thought I had cancer. I blinked. What? Last year, she said, I had some blood work come back bad. My doctor found a mass. They thought it was early-stage ovarian cancer. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell anyone. I was scared. I thought I was going to die. And your response to that was to cheat on me? With multiple people? She shook her head fast, like she was trying to explain. I felt like my life was ending. I wanted to feel alive. Like someone desired me. I didn't care if it was wrong. I just wanted to feel something before everything went dark. I just stared at her. And the cancer? It wasn't. It was a cyst. Benign. They removed it. I was fine. I sat down slowly. So you cheated, because you thought you were dying. And then you kept cheating after you found out you weren't. She buried her face in her hands again. It was never supposed to last. I thought I'd stop. But the attention, the lies, it was like I couldn't breathe without it. I didn't say anything for a long time. Just sat there, the silence stretching between us. She finally whispered, are you going to leave me? I didn't answer. Because the truth was, I didn't even know who I was sitting across from anymore. All I knew was that everything I thought I had, love, trust, home, was gone. The air in the apartment felt too still. Like everything inside was holding its breath, waiting for something to explode. Sarah sat across from me, small and shaking. I should have felt pity, but I didn't. Not anymore. You told people I hurt you, I said, voice low. You made me into a villain to justify cheating. You invented abuse. She didn't look up. You said you were pregnant. To manipulate someone who actually cared. She whispered, I know. Why didn't you just leave me, Sarah? My voice cracked then. Why not just walk away instead of dragging everyone down with you? Her lips trembled. Because I didn't want to lose you. That sentence. That one broke something in me. You already lost me, I said. You just didn't realize it yet. And then, like she was clinging to one final, rotted excuse, she said, I wasn't the only one unhappy. You stopped noticing me. You were always working. Always tired. I stood up. You don't get to flip this around. You don't get to cheat on me with half the zip code and then blame me for not picking up your hints. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll go to therapy. I'll do anything. Just don't leave me. Before I could respond, the front door opened. Tyler, my best friend, the divorce attorney I texted days ago, stepped in. I'd forgotten he said he'd swing by to talk next steps. His eyes went from me to her, to the disaster between us. Bad time, he asked quietly. Sarah's eyes widened. You brought a lawyer? I didn't say a word. I just sat down again, my whole body buzzing with a strange coldness. Tyler glanced at her, then at me. Do you want me to wait outside? I shook my head. No. Stay. Sarah got up suddenly, storming to the kitchen, grabbing her bag. You don't need a lawyer. We can fix this. We've been through worse. No. I said, steady now. I've been through worse. You've just been lying. Her face contorted. You're not perfect either, Alex. No. I'm not, I said. But I was faithful. She flinched like I hit her. Then, the front door opened again. This time it was Jason. He had a look of complete disbelief. Yeah, I said, without missing a beat. Come on in. Seems like this is where everything collapses. Sarah's voice was a broken whisper. Jason, what are you doing here? Jason held up his phone. I came to return this. And say goodbye. He placed her second phone on the coffee table like it was poison. Then, behind him, Dana, his girlfriend, still in her work uniform, face unreadable. I drove him, she said. Wanted to see it for myself. Sarah was frozen. Jason turned to me. You were right. All of it. He turned to Sarah. You told me I was the only one. You told me you were scared of him. He pointed at me. This guy, who opened his door to me when he didn't have to. I didn't think you'd meet, Sarah said, pleading now. I didn't think it would go this far. Dana cut in sharp. No, you didn't think you'd get caught. Tyler spoke up. I think we're done here. Sarah, you need to leave. Sarah looked at me, still begging with her eyes. I'm sorry, she whispered. I don't know what's wrong with me. And for the first time, I believed her. Not in the way she meant. Not as a reason to forgive. But because she really didn't know. And she probably never would. She picked up her bag, looked at each of us one last time, and walked out. Silence hung heavy in her absence. Jason muttered something and followed Dana out, not even trying to say more. Tyler sat across from me. I'll file the papers. I nodded. I'm still in the apartment. For now. It's quiet. Almost too quiet. I've had calls from Sarah. Emails. Texts. She says she's in therapy. She wants to make things right. But the damage is done. I found an old shoebox in our closet yesterday filled with letters I wrote her when we were dating. I couldn't even read them. Just knowing how much I loved her once made me feel sick. Everyone thinks they know how they'll handle betrayal. But when it actually happens, you learn things about yourself. About what you'll accept. About what you can't. I learned that love isn't always enough. I learned that loyalty, without honesty, is just self-harm. I also learned that sometimes, walking away isn't weakness, it's survival. We haven't spoken face-to-face since that day, and I don't think we ever will again. I'm not okay. Not yet. Some nights, I still reach for her in bed, forgetting she's not there. But I don't regret anything I did to uncover the truth. Painful as it was, I needed to see it. All of it. Because lies have a way of stacking up, quiet and invisible, until the weight of them crushes you. And now, finally, I can breathe again. Not better yet, but free.